everyone, and welcome to my studio tour. So this is my first studio tour, but I've always wanted to do one of these. I love seeing when other artists do them. I feel like it lets me connect a little bit more to the artists that I'm watching to see what kind of space they work in, the way they live in their space. So I'm hoping I can share a little bit of that with you guys here today. Also, I'm really proud of my design style. I really love the way I decorate things, obviously, because it's the way I like it. But sometimes people are like, I'll just do whatever, which is totally fine if that works for them. But personally, I love collecting things, as you can tell from just probably this image. Sorry if the lighting's a little bad. It's literally the middle of the day, but it's cloudy. As you can tell, I have a very, very old world, eclectic, grandpa style, going for a little antique shop, little bit cabinet of curiosity without the colonialism aspect. This is mostly just a collection of things that I've gotten throughout the years. A lot of trinkets, gifts, things that I've personally picked up either from traveling or thrifting, antique shopping, in general. A lot of thrifting. A lot of thrifting. That's kind of the vibe. It's a very small room. I don't know if you can tell. Forgive the outfit change. This video took 2 days to film, so I'm in a different outfit. You'll see that later in the video. But yeah, just as like a little history, I guess, or like context. This room is actually the dining room of this house. This house was built in the 1920s, about, so it's 100 years old. Nowadays, you don't really need a dining room unless, of course, you host a lot, but I unfortunately don't do that at the moment. So I felt like, honestly, this was the perfect place to do a studio because it's the size of a very small bedroom, but it's got great lighting, lots of windows. This archway behind me leads right to the kitchen. I think it's one of the coolest features in this house. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Hello everyone, just real quick, this video is actually going up in March, so I wanted to tell you all about this month's mail club as I'm doing something special. Last month I hit my personal goal of 50 Blossom Mail Club members, so I wanted to do an extra reward for this month as a thank you. Along with the sticker and print and newsletter I usually send for the mail club, I will also be doing a Lucky Charm blind box type thing. I will be sending a little 2-inch by 2-inch envelope included in the normal envelope, and inside will be one of 4 designs on Shrinky Dink plastic. Each person will get a random design, and in blind box fashion, one design is a mystery. I'm sending them unshrinked, so you can shrink them yourself in your oven, but after you shrink them, they look super cute as a little phone charm or like a keychain. So if you would like to get these goodies sent to you this month straight to your mailbox, go to Mr. Ottisball on Patreon or check the description for the link. Okay, now back to the video. Okay, so here's the first corner we're working with. This is one of 2 bookshelves I have in this room. There are actually 2 matching bookshelves that I got from Facebook Marketplace for like $30 for both of them, so quite a steal. They're really heavy, like real wood and everything, but they're very beautiful. I love this like color of wood. Big fan, as you can probably see from the rest of my space. Yeah, this one is mostly a decorative shelf full of things I like to see, although it does function a little bit. I mean, up here we have this really pretty cheetah print. I had the matching tiger one right over there. One thing about me is I love big cats. But yeah, I just got some fresh tulips because it's tulip season, and I love fresh flowers, and I feel like they just really add so much to a space. But I thrifted that vase, thrifted this frame. This right here is not a print, like a piece of kimono fabric. I just thought it was gorgeous, so I framed it. I have this protection chakra energy candle that my brother gave me. This really cute glass cat candle holder that my partner bought for me kind of around my birthday. I have this ram jar thing that I keep my cash tips saved up in there. It's like my little piggy bank. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that. And this little monkey guy, this is actually my dad's. I just put it on my shelf because it's kind of just sitting on the other shelf in the other room, and I thought it might want some company. Here is a framed picture of my dog Crimson's footprint. This shelf right here is a little bit of my mythology and like stars and plants book area. One thing about me is I'm really into mythology, obviously, of course, Greek mythology, but like all over the world. I love learning about different mythologies. I think they're very interesting. I think they give you a lot of insight. So then I also have a lot of star astrology books and also like plant books, which is like books I use for my research for Orion's story. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. My partner got me this little statue from Greece when he went last year. I got this candle holder at the swap meet. I think I got this little jar thing also at the swap meet. A lot of these books too, I either acquire from bookstores, not even Barnes and Nobles a lot of the time, or they're gifted to me, or I thrift them. Okay, this is my most This is my nerdiest shelf, I think. This is my Star Trek shelf. I have a bigger one in my bedroom, so this is just what couldn't fit in there. I have the entire initial set of the Deep Space Nine book series from 1 to number 27, which, if any of you didn't know, which I'm sure most of you don't, because why would you? Number 27 is the hardest one to find. It's usually like $200 to $300 on eBay. It was the last one they printed, so I don't think they printed a lot. But to me, that was the one I wanted the most because it's literally about one of my favorite characters of all time, Derek. Literally written by the actor for the character, and I wanted it so bad, and I was honestly thinking like maybe I should just buy the expensive ones on eBay. But then I found a listing on eBay that was selling 1 through 27, and they included 27, and the whole thing was like $75, and I was like, that's actually sick. That's okay. That's actually sick. And then I get the whole book set, so did that, and that is now one of my most prized possessions. Is that book. So yeah. And then I have this Star Trek, I think the Search for Spock glass. Probably most definitely only has lead in it, so that is just for decorative use. I got that from a vintage shop, so it was very expensive. Just not crazy, but just, you know, vintage shop prices. My little rubber Kirk. And then yeah, these are just, again, mostly things I've thrifted. This was a gift. This candle holder. I thrifted this frame. The print is from the Louvre. It's that one painting. Of course, I have no idea what that is off the top of my head. I will include the name of it on screen. This unfortunately is a fake plant up here. But the vase, if you couldn't tell it was fake, now you know. I thrifted this vase, and it is definitely handmade because I love this color. And then down here is just like, it's just a little combination of things. I have a lot of these art books. I think a lot of them I've bought from my local library in their like book selling section. And there are a lot of just like art books. I love collecting those. This little bunny thing, I made that in a ceramics class I took in 2024. I think this is the best thing that I made. This is my first time taking a ceramics class. I feel like I could have made much better things, but at least I have these, right? Yeah, it's like a little jar, but there's nothing in it right now. This is a tin I got from my favorite chocolate company in Belgium, because it's Belgium, so they had like a little Magritte thing, and I just love the way it looks. Anyways, in this tin I keep a lot of my letters that I get from family, friends, even some of my patrons who have sent me letters. I keep them in here for just memories, special keeping. I got this decanter and the matching glasses. I thrifted those, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I am using this picture as a little tray, so I'm sorry about that. But it's just a framed print of a postcard I got at the Louvre of Michelangelo's sculpture. And then down here on this shelf, I have this little basket thing that I use for holding some of my yarn, because I recently got into crochet. So I just think it's like a perfect thing to hold all the yarn, and then some of my crochet tools down there. And then next to it, I have some vintage Architectural Digest magazines from the 70s. I got these in my library sale at school for like $1 each. And then another postcard print from the Magritte Museum when I went in Belgium. A little plant. This one is real, as you can tell. It is dying a little bit. And then an ashtray that I thrifted. Okay, and that's the shelf. So let's move on to the next one, because I know there's gonna be a lot to get through. We're back up here now. Okay, next shelf. So here's that matching tiger print I was telling you about. Even though these cats are kind of scared, but I love tigers. They're my favorite. This is a little partition that I made out of just like hanging a curtain. Just kind of, you know, separate a little bit my studio space from the living room. There definitely was like a door here at one point, which I think is very strange, but I guess it's just how they built it. Let's see. This peacock, I can't get it to stand up straight, but it's from these little metal earth kits that me and my partner have been doing. We found them at like a craft store, and they're really fun because it's literally all metal, and then you just like bend the pieces, block them in together. I believe this is some sort of candle holder. I think my mom got it a long time ago, and I've just held on to it all this time because if you haven't guessed now, you'll see it throughout my room that I love a sun and moon aesthetic, stars aesthetic. I mean, I have like sun and moon tattoos. Love that aesthetic. This is a little cable car. It's actually a music box too from San Francisco. I wish I got it from San Francisco. I have been, but I did thrift it. This is a picture of my dog, Crimson, and then her ashes are right behind it. And then this is just another fake plant. I wish this was real, but once you see the state of my other plants that are real, you're gonna be like, I can understand why they're not all real. All right, and then next shelf. This right here is a little cup that I bought from a local artist at like a little pop-up. Again, I love buying like handmade ceramics, so saw the star motif, and I was like, that's literally mine now. And I'm paying you for it. And I'm giving you a tip. Thank you. Up here we got a little picture frame. I think I got this at an antique store. and Santa Barbara, and then I got the print also in Santa Barbara. I think it was from a postcard. This fish planter, I also got it at the antique store in Santa Barbara. It's actually one of my most prized possessions. I love this fish planter so much. It's so cool. Apparently it was made in Portugal. So just really cool, really neat. Love that stuff. See you again. Right now, it's just holding my matches. And down here, I have this little jar that I thrifted a long time ago that I filled with fortunes from fortune cookies. Fake plant, I think from the Dollar Tree. Got it a long time ago. I try not to buy fake plants anymore, just so you know. I am trying really hard to grow my own, but I might still thrift them if they're out there. I'm not gonna buy them brand new anymore though. And this little metal box, I also thrifted it. This is also my dog Crimson's paw print in clay. This is a geode that I cracked with my partner at a little pumpkin patch fall fair, and underneath it is just a little incense holder from World Market. This frame I thrifted, and the print is from Kelly Pringle, which you'll also see throughout my studio is also a very loved artist of art. I really love this, but I love like this like seaside melancholy feel. Thrifted this bird vase. I put some dried baby's breath inside of it. So this right here is also another ceramic creation of mine. I really love this glaze. And right now I just use this to hold my lighter and my incense. Okay, the rest of the shelf. This right here I think is like a dish holder, and I just use it to hold sticker sheets or postcards, and also my journal. And then over here I have this. This is a fake plant that I either thrifted or bought, unfortunately, a while ago though, a long time ago. I have a couple of rocks and a sand dollar shell sitting on top of it. The sand dollar was dead when I picked it up. It was only a shell, I promise. This star thing right here is another one of my creations from my ceramics class. It was supposed to be a paint palette, which I still feel like it would be really cute, and I do think I'll eventually use it. I just wish it turned out a little bit better. That being said, this little turtle guy right here with the wings, I also made that in my ceramics class, and inside of it I keep these little shells that I found at the beach, this little piece of sea glass. This is a Himalayan salt lamp I got from a secondhand shop a long time ago, and this was before they kind of like blew up into like a bigger thing where like everyone was buying them for a hot second and then nobody talks about them anymore. I literally only got it because I'm like, it's pretty. It just looked like a big rose quartz crystal lamp. And look how pretty of a light it is. Because you can never go wrong with too much mood lighting, right? Right here, I keep a lot of zines and like art books that I have either bought myself or been gifted. A lot of really good stuff in here, guys. A lot of treasures. I love to keep these in my studio for like, again, inspiration. Down here on this shelf, this chest, I keep all of my ephemera and it's full. But I just love the whimsy of keeping it all in a chest like this. I thrifted this, obviously. This also down here is a little fake book thing that I also thrifted. I keep a lot of just paperwork. It's just so much more whimsical to keep your boring paperwork in a fake book. This little Van Gogh thing is like actually a little wooden box. I was gifted it as a child. It was supposed to be one of those like art kits for children, but I kept the box because it's so cool. Thrifted this jar a long time ago. These were a gift from my best friend, Emily. These like wooden colored pencils. This right here is a little box. Unfortunately, I think I got this from Superstore with the red bullseye. And in here I just keep my embroidery thread. And then this right here is a little piggy bank that I thrifted. It's this little wooden black sheep. I did get it to use it as an actual piggy bank, but instead right now I use it for writing down. I'm trying to accomplish a lot this year, so I'm just writing down my accomplishments that I do throughout the year, putting them in this lamb so that at the end of this year of 2026, I can look back and be like, wow, look at how much I did. That's the plan, at least. And then down here, I think, is where we start really getting into this is my studio. These are all of my finished sketchbooks from when I was like 10 to now. So a lot of college sketchbooks, childhood sketchbooks, I don't know if you can see, but these are the ones completed down here. The yellow and the green. And then this right here is just amalgamation, a bunch of pens and like highlighters that I've gotten throughout the years. These are my cheap supplies, so I keep them here to be accessible to me so I don't just like forget that they're there, and then I use them. I thrifted this like cutlery, like picnic cutlery holder, because they make great storage containers, especially for like pens and like supplies. So now we can move on to the next corner of the room. All right, we've made it to one of the two desks I have here in my studio. This one is just as important as the other one, as this one has my computer. I do use my computer a lot for my job, my artist job, I mean. So I did invest in getting a really nice computer for myself a couple years ago. I use this for editing. I also use it to use other programs that I need for animation, such as TV Paint. But I didn't want my computer to be the main focus of my work, my desk area. I did want a place that I could actually draw on. I don't have a lot of space in this room, so I didn't want to get another big desk. So this is the one and only piece of furniture in this room that I did unfortunately get from that one online store that everyone kind of uses, starts with an A. I totally would have thrifted something, but this kind of desk just specifically was what I needed. It basically is just really, really short depth, but this piece does fold up, kind of like this. So I can, bring out my keyboard and everything and use it, but then when I'm not using it, fold it away, and it creates a bit more space in the room. There's nothing really that interesting about my desk here, besides of course my Kelly Pringle mouse pad. I have this little orange dish that I thrifted a long time ago. I keep like my extra stuff in here, my AirPods. I have a little framed picture of me and my partner, Ben. Little Miffy figurine that I got from a blind box. My tour box I use for editing. I've got a little cheap phone holder. This little pencil box thing, I think I got it from Daiso. And I used to use it for school, but now I'm using it to hold these tiny wooden beads that I thrifted. Keyboard, which I think I got from Miniso years ago. I used to have a matching mouse, but it broke, so now I have this mouse from the store with the red bullseye. And then just this really old coaster that my mom had when I was a kid. What I really like about this desk is once you open it up, there's an extra little shelf underneath, which is great. I love functioning extra storage places because I have a lot of stuff and I need places to put them. Right now, I just put a lot of the journals that I use and reference. I like to do a lot of story stuff in journals and like write them down so I can like reference them. Just general journaling and stuff like that. So I keep those here. My Leanne Pixcut S1 fits perfectly right under here. I love that it's so small. It's just so easy to store. And then I have a couple other electronic devices, like a labeler. I have one of my cameras. And then in that little box, I'm trying to hide some of my wires. It's not like completely well hidden, but... And then I just have some of my little stuffed animals that I don't really have another place to put them. Animal Crossing guy, if you know, you know. This little bear, my best friend Emily gave it to me like a while ago. And I never wanted to... It's a keychain, but I never want to put it on anything because I feel like it's gonna get destroyed. This isn't the one that I had, but this was my favorite Beanie Baby growing up, was the spider. I actually wanted to be a spider scientist when I was a kid. When I came across this in the thrift store, I was like, I literally need that. This was my best friend. In case you're curious about my little gallery wall up here, a lot of these items are just thrifted. This one up here, it's like an astrology calendar print thing. Like, that's how I thrifted it. It came framed like this and everything, so I was like, need that. This right here is a little masquerade mask thing. I think it's neat. I think it's really cool, so I thrifted that. And this right here, I'm doing that thing where people hang those like dish racks to put books on, but instead of books I put my zines that I've collected, because I'm trying to grow my collection of zines, especially if you can find them from local artists. Let me know if you guys want me to give like a little book tour of like art books that I've collected, including zines and other artist art books. If you're interested in that, I think that would be kind of fun. Let me know. This is a mirror I thrifted. Up here we have a Lee Ellickson print. Really gorgeous. I love the colors. I found the frame at World Market. I was like literally perfect for this print. And then over here we have, this is my ticket from the museum, the Marguerite Museum in Belgium. It came with like a little art print of a famous painting on it. I thought that was so neat, so I put that up there. Ornament that I thrifted, cherries I think. And then up there is a print. I can't think of the artist off the top of my head, but I'll put them here but I got this print off of their imprint because I think it's so pretty. I love the vibe, and I had this perfect frame for it, this green and gold frame. Love that piece. I love looking at it. And up here is, I think it's like a spoon rack. Online, that's what it said. It was a spoon rack, but I don't have spoons to put in it, and I don't think I'll get them. So I've seen people use it for like drying flowers, so that's what I've been using it for. So that's everything on the wall here. This is a part of, as you'll see on this back wall, this built-in storage space section that I'm guessing that if this was the dining room, it was probably for like the china and the silverware and plates and stuff. But it's nice because then it's extra storage space. I love built-in storage. This house is very lacking in it, so I think this part is really neat. Right now I just have, let's see, a vase full of more tulips. This is a succulent that somehow I'm killing. I'm trying really hard, guys. This is a little apple jar I just recently got at a thrift store. I got it for literally like $2. So freaking cute. Inside I keep toy mice. I used to be really obsessed with these as a kid, so I don't know. They're like a comfort item. Anyways, this little like ceramic altar, I got it for my birthday a couple years ago from like a local artist at a pop-up. Colors, I love the whole like painted theme. I wish I remembered the artists of some of these because that would be really nice, right? If they come to mind, I'll like put them on the screen somewhere, or if I find their business card, because I usually keep those, but if not, sorry. This is a little teacup I just recently thrifted. It's so freaking cute. I mean, the little bird on it, like how could I resist that? It's just so darling. And right now I just have a little baby Jesus in it. And then this is a little trinket box. I think it's from Daiso. I used to have my Alebrijes in here. My collection kind of expanded out of this. So this little globe sharpener that I thrifted a long time ago. And then I also have this little like glass box. I put the silicone beads in there and I dry flowers in it. Just some journals here that I've kept. And then this is a music box that I thrifted recently. This is the matching box to that one that holds my embroidery thread. That shelf. And here I just kind of put a lot of my clay figurines that I made that I don't really know what to do with, but I don't want to throw them away. So they're in there. Purgatory. And then this right here is also another one of my creations, like another jar, and I made like a little sun. It like broke brown, and it kind of looks like the sun is like crying a little bit. It's just so cool. I keep some foreign change that I've collected, and this golden egg. Keep a $2 bill inside. Right here, I have to get an actual pole for this, but I just hung these little drapes to hide these shelves a little bit, just to like kind of get rid of a little visual clutter. But yeah, and here, if you saw my last video, you've seen me point out this shelf. This is where all my sketchbooks that have yet to be used are stored. So this little basket is full of a bunch of little tiny sketchbooks that are also unused that eventually I will get to. Down here, I keep a wire storage basket and then some other miscellaneous items. And that's my laptop right there. And then look how cute this little curtain is. It's a little fruit curtain. It was perfect for like this area though. Okay, it's really hard to say because I honestly love like every inch of this space, but I really love this wall. This is, as I mentioned before, the built-in shelving storage space of this room. I have these two windows. They didn't come stained like this. I wish they did, but maybe some of you might recognize this is that peel and stick window adhesive with like the stained glass that you just like apply with water. I wanted some extra privacy for this room, so I put these on both of the windows, and honestly, they just add so much charm to the room. I love them. Also, when the light comes through, it does the rainbow refracting light effect, so I don't want to beat this word over and over again, but whimsy is honestly the best word to describe it. I didn't want to hang curtains on these windows either because I want the light, but I did get these little like mini curtains. I don't know what they're called. I got them mostly to hide where I kind of pushed the blinds all the way up, but I don't like the look of just like normal blinds. I made this paper garland of stars. But yeah, I thrifted these curtains too, if you couldn't guess. And they have this really cute little like fringe on them. I thrifted these frames. They're actually from World Market, but I got them in a thrift store as a set. I don't have anything to put them at the moment. I made these little paintings to put inside them. They're just little starbursts. And then right down here, I struggled for a little bit deciding on what I was gonna put down here on this shelf because it is like this window shelf. It's really pretty. I wanted whatever to be here to be very pleasing to look at. Definitely wanted some of my books here, but I didn't want this to just be a bookshelf. On either side, we have these books. Over here, I have my art books. I want to eventually collect all of the Studio Ghibli art books of all the movies. I only have 3 at the moment. You know, animation books, art books, etc. And then over here in this corner, I have just general art reference books, books about art, like reading books. So then after being here a year, I decided I should just put a lot of art supplies that I use often or I'd like to use more often on this space so I can easily access it. So from left to right, these are little watercolor markers. This little jar from the same artist as the one on the shelf. This one is like a little dice base that I also thrifted. And this one I just Posca markers. Over here plastic clear, probably from Daiso. Nicer colored pencils that are not necessarily Prismacolors. I keep them over here. This little dish I thrifted. It's like a little fish dish. It was made in 1998, which is a year after I was born. And in this, I just keep these gouache tubes that I have yet to open, but I've been dying to use. And I keep them out to remind me to eventually use them. I have another Mr. Ball ceramics creation. This one I just keep a bunch of paintbrushes and fountain pens. And then here, I have some tips for those. Next to it, I have this fish mug that I thrifted from Santa Barbara. It says it was made in Italy. That's cool, if true. I put brush pens and other branded paint markers. And then in this one up here, this is a mug. It was made in Mexico. Mexico got that ceramic style. Inside this one, I just keep my Prismacolor pencils. Under that, under this little planter dish that I've used as a palette, a paint palette. And then over here, I have a mug full of my Arctics acrylic markers. Is a basic white mug, and then I put this Lee Ellickson sticker on it to make it a little bit more pretty. And then this is a cup I got from a local artist, and it's just got this really cool like snake design on it. And then this is a recent thrift. I got this little jar. This is also a handmade item, and I use it to hold my Caran d'Ache Neocolor pencils. And then this last bit over here, I thrifted it, if you couldn't guess. I don't really know what the intended use for this was, but I just hold my paintbrushes in it. And then over here, to hold up my books on this side, I have this toolbox that I keep extra art supplies that I don't really use in it. I just love this. I got this from my aunt. These kind of toolboxes are really popular with artists now, and I'm really happy I already have one, so I'm not going to be influenced to get one. It's also in the color I love. And then one of my few plants that are actually real is here. It had flowers when I got it, so that's that shelf. Now I'll show you the drawers. So these are the drawers that we're working with here. So this one right here, I use this for storage for a lot of my crafts. I have another one of those picnic cutlery baskets. Again, great for storage of supplies. And this peppermint bark tin, I have a lot of my buttons, and I have some babs that I've collected, a bunch of craft supplies in there. And then down below, I went through a list of different papers when I opened my shop. So I have a lot of just extra stock of paper, and then flat mailers. And then in this drawer, I keep this box full of my washi tapes and some flake stickers. These are the Tamagotchi ones. Just so I can easily access it and look through it, but it's not just sitting out looking too cluttery. And then some other, like some stencils, some papers and sticky notes. I have this tape. And in here, I have a lot of supplies for gluing, binding, stapling, tying things together. I just kind of keep it all in here. Stuff to like hang stuff, my tape. It's nothing crazy in here. Nothing that cute. This drawer is a lot of my mail stuff, sticker mail club stock, my letters and my stamps, a lot of my stickers. This is the sticker for the month of January. This video might be coming out in February, so you should definitely check it out. Just a lot of sticker making supplies, extra ink for my printer. This is a little paper shredder from Daiso. And then down here is just more paper for my printer, and then my sticker cutter silhouette. And then in this last one, this one I think is my least functioning, so I might go back in one day and organize it better. But yeah, I just have a lot of my electronics that I'm not using. My Cintiq, I have a light box back there that I used to use for animating, my label printer, stapler. This is really like unutilized, but this is more like packing stuff and labeling and mailing stuff down there. Okay, so this is the next day, I started recording these clips, but then my microphone died. Instead of re-recording them, I'm just gonna do a little voiceover and then we'll go back to normal tour. There's not much in this corner besides I have another gallery wall situation going on here. And again, more art and things that I've collected. This little wooden dog that I got from a store I used to go all the time with my best friend Emily when we were kids. This is a little print. I don't even remember where I got it, with a thrifted frame, of course. And then over here, I just kind of have on top of the shelf a few different art supplies. We have in that brown case, it's my watercolor, and then I got a lot of my stamps over here, my letter stamps, these little book things. It's actually a box. I don't have anything in it though yet. I have this beautiful frame over here. My friend Maddie got that for me. And then of course, I also have my prized possession, my string of turtles plant, which I got on my birthday, and it is living strong. Just to show off a couple of the prints that I have, since many of them are from artists that I follow. This one up here is this beautiful print, again, showing my love for big cats. It is by this artist here, and I got this off of their imprint. This is just a plate I thrifted. That was really pretty. This is actually a postcard from Lee Ellickson. I know that she hated that one, but I love it. This is a postcard that I got from the Book Loft in Solvang, California. Another little mini frame painting from an antique shop. And then we have, of course, the star of this corner is my trinket shelf. The funny thing about this trinket shelf was that I got this before trinket shelves were a bigger thing. So at first I was just holding my stamps in there, but now I've been starting to fill it out my actual trinkets that I have. I've got a lot of great things in there. Things from that I've gotten from friends, from my partner, or that I've collected on my trips. Okay, so just this last portion down here in this corner, and then my microphone is back to normal. So this corner is where I keep my printer and all of the paper that I use, like my sticker paper, my photo paper, lamination sheets, all that. Most of the things I use for my sticker shop are on this shelf. This shelf I got thrifting, of course, has this extra little like tray that pulls out, which I thought was like perfect. I just needed something to hold up my printer, but I didn't want to take up like actual desk space for it because my Brother printer is pretty big, and that's the printer that I use. It is a Brother ink vestment tank. I don't know if I really recommend this printer to other artists, but I will say that the ink does last forever and it uses it to the very last drop, which I do really love because it feels like I do get my money's worth out of each cartridge of ink. In the other built-in shelf on this side, I keep a lot of my art supplies, alcohol markers that I have, colored pencils, crayons, things like that. The bottom is not as organized as I would like, but you know, it is what it is. Eventually I'll get to it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this corner. And now, second most important part of my studio, my desk. So like I said, I didn't want my computer to be on my main drawing desk because I feel like it would just kind of take up all of my attention, and I wanted this space to be kind of clear of everything that would be distracting, as if there isn't a bunch of stuff going on here. But I also didn't want to block out any of the light from the windows coming in for my desk. This desk, I don't know where it's from. I got it off Facebook Marketplace. It is a drafting desk, so there's like hinges right here and it's supposed to like come up a little bit, which is really cool. Haven't used it yet, but that's also why I didn't want my computer on this table, so that if I wanted to, I had the option of just like. So yeah, I try not to clutter the space too much with supplies, and that's why I have them in like other areas of my studio, but like easy to reach, and that's why I love the windowsill setup. But I have this little organizing shelf thing I thrifted, probably meant for like a kitchen. I use it just to hold my pens, my pencils. I have my date stamp. I have a little cow planner that I thrifted with a succulent that is somehow still surviving after all this time. This is my sketchbook I just recently made in my last video, and my pencil box, which I take everywhere with me. This is a lamp I thrifted. It's one of those like old banker lamps, the green glass ones. This has been on my thrift wish list for like years, and I just recently found it at a thrift store. $15. Here's one of my sketchbooks that I've been using recently, though you haven't seen any of the drawings from this one yet. And then of course my trusty iPad. It does have like a drawer right here, which is kind of nice for extra storage. It's not very deep, so not much goes in here, but like some random extra stuff I might need, like batteries, sharpener, ruler, glue stick. It's also got these really neat like push out drawers on the side. And the other one I can't really reach it because of my printer's in the way. And then this one I just have some loose keychains. But yeah, I try not to store things in drawers like that too much because I will forget that they exist. And then up here I have this little butterfly. I don't know what those are called. They're like actual butterflies pinned up there. I thrifted this. I wouldn't be able to do this myself, but I think it's sad that they ended up in a thrift store, so I brought them home. Over here also on my windowsill I have this washi tape holder. It's like a ceramic, I don't know what it's for, probably for utensils, but it's like this pretty ceramic plate, and I just put all my washi tape on there because they fit perfectly. This is one of my little ceramic pots I made, and this is a real cactus that I've had in it for the longest time. This is another handmade ceramic, not by me. I bought this from a local artist. The same with that Ouroboros cup I have on my windowsill. And it's just a little box that I have a little key and a cat. And up here, real quick, I have another one of those, not full curtains, but little like, I still don't know what they're called. This one was gorgeous. I feel like in a way it is very dated, but like that's kind of the vibe I'm going for anyways. It's got this really beautiful like velvet floral design with like these deep green and like fuchsia color. And then the best part is this beaded fringe here with these purple beads. It looks so pretty like in the light, just really gorgeous. I know it does kind of affect the light a lot here, make it a little bit darker. I have considered maybe like hemming it a little bit so it goes up a little bit higher, but I just don't really want to touch it. I don't want to destroy it in any way because I love it so much. So that's just how it's gonna be for now. And also real quick down here, I have this little metal leather footstool that I also thrifted that I feel like matches my chair perfectly, which also this chair I found on Facebook Marketplace. I was really looking for a nice leather like office chair that obviously wasn't crazy overpriced, which is why I went secondhand. I probably would not be able to afford this chair right off the market, but I also didn't want to sacrifice comfort and my back for aesthetic. So this one works perfect. It's so comfortable to sit in. I think it's gorgeous. It really goes with my studio and it matches this little footstool perfectly. Also down here, I just have this box. At the moment, I'm keeping all of my wires in there from the lamps and everything, and my printer hidden in that box with the picture frame on top. I would like a better wire organizer, but this is what I'm gonna do for now because I do hate the look of wire clutter. It's not my brand, so that's my solution for now. So we're at the last corner of the room. This is my plant book corner. I've been really trying to get back into reading more, so I have a lot of books here. These are the books I want to read this year. I have them here to remind me, so I'll see them every day. This little table I got off Facebook Marketplace. It's from World Market, but it's really pretty, like wooden on top. I have this little tray. I went for like serving, thrifted it. Little box I got from World Market a long time ago. I used to use it as a pencil box in school, but now I use to hold my books because I have a little collection of book notebooks. So I put them all in here so I can remember to use them right next to my books. And then I have this lamp that I thrifted. I just think it's really cool, looks really neat. And then underneath there I have my typewriter that I also got off of Facebook Marketplace. And then this last little shelf over here is my little gardener shelf. This is where I keep most of the ceramics that I made in my ceramics class. That plant right there is not real. This is a plant I just recently got on Montessera. I've always wanted one of these plants, so I'm hoping I can keep it alive. So there's not really a way for me to stand in the frame and talk to you about this corner, but I'll just stand right here. So I just got some framed art up here. This one right here is from the artist on Instagram, Moss Princess. This is another print that I got from the artist. The name escapes me. It'll be here, but I love the aesthetic there. Love this kind of art style. And then up here, it's a painting that I got in Mexico from a Mexican artist named Felipe Benitez. It's so gorgeous. I love the colors. I love Mexican artists, so this is another cute little trinket shelf that I thrifted a while ago, and I think it's a perfect shelf to display my alebrije collection. I've got most of these alebrijes in Mexico. I just think they're so cute. I love that they're supposed to offer you protection, and they're just handmade, a lot of times from indigenous artists too. These ones are just little like bobblehead ones, so I don't think they're really alebrijes, but I also think they're really cute. Little turtle one. I'm forgetting the name of this one. This one recently I picked up from the Dias de los Muertos festival here in the town that I live in, and I found a stand that was selling like a bunch of little alebrijes there. So I picked one up there. I think this one is made in the more traditional manner, paper mache or like air clay. I love folk art. That's definitely something that I discovered about myself, is that I love folk art. This was also gifted to me, also from Mexico, beautifully hand painted little box. And here I have one of those really beautiful painted Mexican ceramic mugs. And then this is a doll, also from Mexico. I do hope to expand my collection of alebrijes, but for now, I'm very satisfied with what I have. I think they all fill out pretty nicely, just so they can watch over me and protect me in my studio. And lastly, over here, I don't think you could see it in the other shots, but I have the Kelly Pringle 2026 calendar, one of my prized possessions. As I'm filming now, we're still in the month of January. This is the only thing that's going to make me excited about the unrelenting march of time, is flipping my Kelly Pringle cat calendar. And that's it. Thank you for watching. If you watched all the way through, I know I probably yapped so much, and editing me is furious because of how much I love to share. But I hope you enjoyed the tour and got a little taste of who I am as an artist, because you will be joining me more and more in this space as I continue to work and bring you more and more videos. So of course, I want to thank especially my wonderful patrons for making this all possible and continuing to support me. This video will probably be dropping in February, so if you want to get this month's patron sticker and print, go to my Patreon and join the Blossom Mail Club tier. I will send these to you straight to your mailbox at the end of the month. Alright, thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.